The guy with the butt plugs? No, it is not the guy with the butt plugs. That would be Hans Neimann. Hans Neimann, the guy with the butt plugs, was facing Magnus Carlsen when he was accused of having butt plugs up his ass. Marketing sassy on TikTok? Am I? Oh, no, it's just sassy towards Jeremy. that doesn't count. That's not real. Yeah, so a little lore for you. Hans Neimann is a young, up-and-coming chess star who's really good. They are in the top 5 players who are alive today. Sorry, I need to solve this CAPTCHA real quick. Hans Neimann, incredibly good at chess, but he faced against Magnus Carlsen in a tournament. Justice for Dallas. Dallas, did you get it first? I'm sorry. But they faced off in a tournament against Magnus Carlsen, and in that tournament, which was broadcasted live, they beat Magnus Carlsen. They won. Now, beating Magnus Carlsen in a tournament is not unheard of by any means. He's not, invincible when it comes to that. But Magnus Carlsen stated that in his match against Hans Neimann, that it was like he was facing a bot. He said it was near inhuman, the move that Hans Neimann was making. Do I think Hans Neimann cheated? I'm going to come out and say it. No, I don't. I really don't think he cheated. But people were accusing him of having aid from a bot. Mark, neither of them are hot. Magnus Carlsen and Vince Gilligan, they got sex appeal. Hot take. It is a hot take. It is a hot take. I'm going to say it. I don't fucking think Hans Neimann cheated. But because those accusations were levied towards him, he had a lot of flack. His name was being brought up in the media as a cheater, which is kind of fucked up in my opinion. And the funny thing is, people were saying, well, how did he cheat? How do you think Hans Neimann cheated? And they're like, well, he was getting his moves from a bot. How was he getting his moves from a bot? Well, somebody off screen during the stream surely must have been inputting the moves that Magnus Carlsen was making into a chess engine, generating what the best move was, and sending that move to Hans Neimann via a vibrating butt plug. Was the leading theory of how he cheated and how the answers were getting to him. So FIDE, the company in charge of chess as an entity, started implementing anti-cheating rules. One of them was a metal detector scan that you have to go through before you're approved for the tournament. Classic butt chess, indeed. There's footage of this online. They have the metal detecting wand that they are waving by the various players as they are walking through. When Hans Neimann went through, they double-checked waving the wand over his ass. They double-checked waving the wand, double-taking over his ass, which is the funniest shit in the world. And of course, nothing came up, because in my opinion, Hans Neimann didn't cheat. He just beat Magnus Carlsen because he's good at chess. Bendenkopf. Sounds fun, minus the chess. Come on, guys. Come on. You can't be hating on chess. Chess is so fascinating. OJ does it for love of the game. I do this every time I play against Mark. Considering we play online and it's not necessary for you to do that. I do admire that. Also, it's not a plug. Theories were about specific beads. That is true, Hayden, but I didn't feel the need to specify. You are correct in saying that. I just didn't feel the need to to specify that. It's all the same. Do not misinform the masses. Guys, the funniest thing in the world is, so chess is a really intense game when you watch it live. They have really, really talented commentators who commentate on chess. I'd highly recommend watching some chess live streams from time to time of official tournaments. But sponsors, how do they pay the bills? How do they pay the bills in chess? Well, they need sponsors. And who sponsors a chess tournament, right? That's kind of a weird question because, like, who's going to sponsor them besides how to get better at chess books, right? What's the name of the game? Valorant or whatever isn't going to be sponsoring a chess tournament because there's not an overlap. So they have creative solutions to how they actually pay the bills. My favorite one ever was Air Things is the name of the company. Sponsored a major chess tournament. They're called Air Things. They are basically a air filter, like a not really a dehumidifier, but it was a filter for the air. And basically, why they were sponsoring the chess tournament is the general argument was, well, if you have high quality air, you're going to think better. You're going to do better in the tournament if you have high quality air. Adam and Eve, no, that wasn't the company. So Air Things was the sponsor of this major chess tournament, and as part of their agreement with the tournament for however much they were paying, they must have been paying so much for this. As part of their agreement, they had air quality sensors installed in all of the players' rooms. So you could see the air quality of the room they were in while they were playing, which is kind of funny. And Magnus Carlsen had one installed. And they were really hyping it up because they wanted to sell the Air Things because that looks better for them as the sponsor owners. It was a virtual event during lockdown. Yes, it was. This was during COVID times. And Magnus Carlsen, during his match, made a blunder. He made a miscalculation, did a bad move, and they go, Magnus Carlsen just blundered, check the air quality, and they pull it up, and it was like 10 is the max, it was at like 7, which is in like the yellow zone, and they go, he blundered the air quality, which is the funniest phrase ever. Magnus Carlsen blundered the air quality. Love seeing all the Twitch regulars here. Yeah, it's a smaller amount today, but glad everyone's here. That's hilarious. Yeah, and at one point he was getting stressed and overstimulated, and he opened up the window in his apartment and just stuck his head out to get fresh air, and everyone was like, he's going for the fresh air. He needs the air quality. This is why we have the ratings. And they were harping to no end on the fact that he stuck his head out to get fresh air. And it's like, this is the difference maker. I hate this TikTok chat. I'm too confused by this app. I understand. That's the excuse from now on when Mark throws. He blundered the air quality. Well, chat, I think that is where we are going to wrap it up for today. Thank you all so much for being here. I do appreciate it on this cold, snowed-in Monday where Corey unfortunately died. If we can get some rips in chat for Corey. We left him outside during the snowstorm, and he froze to death.